It's going to be very interactive, and I will just call you, and I just want you, in your own words, the process of becoming who you are today. We're celebrating you. The process of your journey. How have you achieved this? And I want to start with Tammy. Tammy, you were a mother, you were a student, and in the mother, you had young children, and it was challenging some of the stories or your from your profile and the award you got. You went through so many challenges. Can you share with them how the process of becoming who you are today in your career and as a graduate?
Thank you so much for having me here and for asking me about that. I was a mother at 18 years old. I was not married. I had not been to college. And I did not go to college until I began after that. When I was such a young mom, I began cleaning houses and raising my children. And I did that for a number of years until I went back to school. I became inspired to become a nurse. And I went back to school at 23 or 24 years old. And it was hard because my children were very young and school was very demanding. But I was able to do it, and I became a registered nurse. During that time, my children were in school as well. So I had to be working on schoolwork with them all day, and I'd have to wake myself back up at night and do my studies and stuff like that at night. I would go to class for school while they were in school. They were in elementary school, come home from my school, help them with their homework. And then when they went to sleep, I'd take a cold shower and wake up and stay up all night studying. And I'd probably got 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night for years. After a few years of doing that, I did finally graduate my own school and became a registered nurse in the United States. And from there, I was able to go on and work my dream. And I'm still living my dream. It's been over 10 years. I've been a registered nurse. I love every single day that I go to work and I get to help people. I also was able to find a pretty lucrative avenue in registered nursing here in the United States, and being a single mother, because after I had my children, I got married a few years later, but then I became divorced 7 years or so after that. So I was a single mother again. So registered nursing and having a career helped to, save me and my 2 daughters. And it really was just me and my 2 daughters. So many years later, I found a very lucrative way to do my job, and I became a travel nurse here in the United States. And that changed my daughters and my life even more so. Oh. And from there, me and my daughters, we had a very good life. We've had a very good life. I still get to enjoy my career, do what I love. And I'm very, very proud and very happy with what I do now. It was very hard. There were many sleepless nights. I worked physically very hard and forced myself to learn and to get through it all. And I did. And we're better for it. We're okay now. And they're stronger women because they watched it.
Right. Thank you very much. I'm giving you a virtual clap here. You've done excellently. And this is, I'm sure every woman here will agree with me. It is not a slice of potato to be a mother, a working mother, and pursue a career. You've done excellently well. A story to tell. Well, and that is one of the fascinating things we want to do here this afternoon, to motivate ourselves, especially for that lady out there, for that woman out there that thinks, no, because I've got children, I need to just stay back. And one of the things I could see here is a dream of every mother to see your children succeed. So as you're doing yours, you're also doing for your girls. So that's very fantastic. You never looked at the challenges and the odds we went through. It's very fascinating. Thank you so very much for that, your experience. And that would take me also, because you started that at the age of 18. So this is to tell somebody or a mother here that you think you have a teenage daughter, a young adult that has actually became pregnant before going to school. This is to encourage you that there is still hope for her. She can go back to school. It's just a matter of being encouraged. And I want to go straight to, but I want to mix the ladies now. And I want to go home to United Kingdom, and I want to pick on Esther. She's so fascinating. If somebody could be schooling and still pregnant, and I know pregnancy isn't easy. 9 months journey, you're pregnant, you're studying virtually all the way. Lady Esther, can we have you, please? How was your journey of becoming a leading woman? Can you please share your experiences with us? Can you? Yeah, good. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Very well. You are loud
Oh,
and clear.
all right. Thank you. It's so good to be here today and to see all of you. And I'm so glad that I'm able to share this experience just to inspire someone. Even if it is only one person, but I'm sure we will be more than one person. If you agree with me, just a thumb up to say, yeah,
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
call him.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine. So I started. Thank you for sharing that timing. That was quite inspiring. I started when I built on a very solid educational foundation because both my parents, while I was in Nigeria, they are both late now, and they were both educationists. So I saw them. Especially my mom was a role model to me. She wasn't just a teacher, but she was quite a goal-getter, I'll call her. Despite that she was a teacher, a full-time teacher, she was an entrepreneur herself, and she diversified into a lot. So growing up, I've known to juggle things. And because I always have this mindset, what she imputed in us was that you can be whatsoever you want to be, want to have that positive mind. So I started as a secretary. I studied secretarial administration at colleges in Nigeria. And when I finished, I got involved with MTN Nigeria. No, at African Petroleum, where I served. So it was from there that I realized I needed to change career because it wasn't just meant for me to manage someone's life from morning till evening. And when you're about to leave office in the evening, you keep saying, oh, my manager is still there. I can't leave. So that at that time, I got a strong vision that at some point I'm going to change my career. But how I'm going to do it at that point, I did not know. So I was still working. So at that time, when I finished my youth service, I then went to mobile producing, still a secretary, but in the HR department. So I got a feel. I moved from mobile. I went to Nigeria, and then because of the office I was, my manager then was quite supportive. And that is why a good mentor will be good for you. He was a good mentor. Then I signed up as MBA. I was doing my MBA at Lagos State University. And at some point, I didn't know pregnancy came in. But was there a choice at that time just to abandon the MBA just because I was pregnant? No, it wasn't a choice because I knew that once I put my hands on the plow, I cannot look back. The tenacity was there for me to push forward. And I completed that. And then there was an opportunity for me to relocate. Juggling that, I had my child abroad. I came back to Nigeria. It was quite tough. Even though the supporting system was there, my parents were in Abeokuta while I was in Lagos. So I had to make use of the supporting system that I got, which you will quite appreciate that. If you need a nanny, you get it, you pay for it. So that was what I did. So while going to work, I would drop my child in the morning with the nanny. And at some point, I needed that my part-time MBA was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so no rest at all. So I talked to the carer at the childminder. Could you mind my child for me Friday to Sunday? And I'll pay you additional money. And that was quite straightforward and quite good for me. I was able to just commit that into the woman and say, you will do. And sometimes when I had to meet with colleagues, co-students studying, I would leave my child there for like 2 days. Then opportunity came to come abroad to change career, and that was a good one for me. When you are open to change career, you have to link like to like. Because I was in the admin secretary before, I was able to enter that. I have another child. My husband was not there. He was in the UK at that time, juggling, especially with the pressurized world of abroad. I signed in for another master's while juggling 2 children. I completed that. And I always had a very terrible, problematic pregnancy period. And my friend who knows me here knew that about me. So juggling that, waking up in the morning, Tammy talked about not sleeping. Yeah, even when I was even pregnant, I wasn't doing that because I had this vision of where I was going. And I know that laziness wasn't an option for me. Then I did that. I did the master's, got a can you imagine the grade that I got? Even with the pregnancy, I managed to get a 2-1. I had my child when I was writing my dissertation, and then I relocated to the UK again, didn't find a job for some time. I cannot tell you my whole history, but I hope I will be able to share that with you when I'm in the breakout. Thank you for
good. This is really fascinating. Thank you very much, Esther. Very fascinating. You're sweeping me off my feet. What can I pick here? Vision, vision, vision. Where are your visions? Who do you want to be? Regardless of her background, then herself, she pushed herself to it. She's got vision. She was relocating like around the globe, Nigeria, Europe, and then back to UK, all in pregnancy. That's a leading woman in her own sphere. I'm sure you'll agree with me that she's really leading. And today she's moved from a very low career level, and now she's high up there doing what she loves doing best. A very, very, very virtual clap for you, Esther. Thank you very much. Quickly, because of our time, and I want to go to Ellen, the lady in the IT sector. Ellen is also a mother. Ellen, can you please just share with us? There are children and there are children. Active children, hyperactive children, challenges, learning difficulty. Ellen, I'm sure you have your own fair share of motherhood and career. In just about 2-3 minutes, please, can you just tell us, share your experience with us, what it was for you, the process of you becoming an IT professional as a mother. Thank you very much. Ellen, over to you, please.
Thank you. Hi. Yeah, so for me, the stories from Tammy and Esther are very much like my own, other than, our foundation. I was raised with a foundation of education. I was always surrounded by technology. I was fortunate to always, have some acumen or capabilities in math. But I was raised in a household that was very unhealthy. My mother was married to a man that wasn't my father. He didn't treat me like his child. And as a result, I think over time he became more and more. It became more and more an unhealthy household, and and my mother didn't step up into a leading role, and that forced me to learn how to take care of myself and advocate for myself and defend myself. And I really, I was raised to believe by my mother's husband that I was not smart and I would not amount to anything. And Esther talked about vision. I had a vision for myself, and it wasn't any of those things, right? It was to be successful. It was to be it was to be in a healthy environment. It was to be surrounded by people who genuinely cared about me. And I have this, Tammy said it earlier, I have this phrase when people ask me how I'm doing, I always say living the dream, because I feel like I am. I get to work at a great company. I get to work with great people. I get to meet amazing people like all of you every day, and solve really tough technical problems because of that just genuine belief that I could do it. And I didn't take a direct path into IT. I actually fell back to IT from being an economics major. But again, if you have a belief in yourself and you're not afraid to do the work, and you build healthy relationships around you of people who believe in you and help you believe in yourself, then you can't not be a leading woman.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Helen. That's very fantastic. From you, I can get that regardless of the background where you came from, regardless of what life is throwing at you. Helen doesn't have a healthy home. She doesn't have anybody to even encourage her. It's always opposition. But there was still this same vision, the one Esther talked about, that she had a vision, she had a good dream for herself, and she pursued it. And what do I call that? Girl's power. Ellen has got a girl power there, and which is very important for everybody. It is important for any woman that wants to live here. And that takes me also, we've talked about mothers, biological mothers, non-biological mothers. And it is just about who you are. It is about how you see yourself once a day. And that takes me to the lady engineer that we have in our midst, and that is Linda Bithroos. She's a mother. She's a mother of nations. She's a mother to so many children, non-biological. She did not see herself that they are not mine, but she went out there to lead in what she believes in and to make impact in someone else's life. So can I have you, Linda, into 3 minutes? Can you kindly please share your experience with us and to the rest of the women in the platform? Thank you very much, Linda. Where are you? Can she have the spotlight, please? Linda Beatrice, she needs to be unmuted. Is she?
Thank you very much. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from across the globe. I'm so elated to be here today. And my story is actually not different from the other wonderful ladies in the house. And I've come to discover early in life that life as a woman, as a professional, as a mother, as a caregiver can actually be extremely rewarding. And at the same time, it can be a challenging story. And like I've told some of my friends, that over the years, I've come to tell myself that I'm not defined by these stories, that these stories are only part of the growth process that actually shaped me to become who I am. And just like my good friend had mentioned, I may not have my own child biologically, but I have raised other children through the help of God. And it has actually not been easy balancing work, balancing the home front, and then balancing other aspects of one's life. It can be quite challenging, but it's something that is achievable. It's something that has been done before, and it's something that will still be done even in the near future. So women need to understand that we as women are critical stakeholders in the development process of any society. And as such, there are a lot of stereotypes, there are a lot of abnormalities, there are a lot of loop-sidedness that affect us as women. but we're not going to give up. We're going to carry on and we're going to move on. I remember a lot of times when I have deadlines to deliver on and I have a sick child to attend to, and I have my parents being in Africa, and actually I've lost my husband quite early, so I'm a widow, but I have my parents to take care of also, and I have these children and I have deadlines to meet. So actually, when you look at all this, coupled with the kind of terrain I find myself, which is a male-dominated environment, engineering is actually quite challenging. But then I always tell myself that I cannot be limited by what is happening around me. Instead, I derive strength from these things. And just like I think Ellen and Esther and the rest of the women said, you help these children, help them go to bed, help them with their homework. And when they are asleep, you come back to meet up with your deadlines. It is not easy because a lot of times I've discovered in our workplaces, sorry to say, but our male folks are actually looking for some slight excuse to declare you incompetent. So the only way you can stand out, the only way you can carve a niche for yourself as a woman, as a lady, as a professional, is for you to go that extra mile. Is for you to burn that midnight candle. We burnt it when we were in school, funny enough, but even in real time, as mothers, as women, as professionals, you still need to burn these midnight candles. So thank you very much. And I'm sure in the breakout session, we'll have a lot more to discuss to see how I was able to move through and progress in my career as an engineer and a mother, as well as a caregiver. Thank you.
Very much. This is very, very, very inspirational, very fascinating. Thank you so very much, Linda. And one of the things I see there is you have so much challenges as a woman. And that's why we have no excuse, because there is an innate thing in us that must push us. It is just now left to you women on this platform listening to this workshop today to make your choice. This is a widow, yet she was not bothered. She just wants to be who she wants to be. She wants to lead in her own sphere. So please, we can do this. We can be who we want to be just because we are women and we need to occupy and affect other lives around us. Thank you so very much, my lovely ladies. I am not also left out. I started very well. Thanks goodness. I had a very good career upcoming that was okay for a young lady, even as I got into marriage. And I was doing this career way back in Nigeria. It was thriving, it was fantastic. But right from the word go, I knew there was something in me that would not settle for less. I just wanted to be who I wanted to be. And one thing will always tell me that whatever that man out there is doing, nothing stopped me because I'm a lady to do it. I'm a first child of the family. And I would just say to myself, if I am a man, I will look after my family, my siblings. So what stops me now that I'm a woman and I'm a girl and I'm the first child? So I can also step into that shoe. So that thing in my head just keeps telling me that I can do what I want to do. And I started my career and I was alone. Shortly, I got pregnant. So the work life continues. I never see it as anything, and I continue. And in the journey of my career, I could know that as a young girl, I have to do so many things. I work in the international organization, that is the UN, and we travel a lot. We do a lot of traveling. But I could not say, because I'm a mother now and I will not go on workshops, I will not go on conferences. So I'll go with my baby, I'll go with my mother who is a nanny. Lucky me, I have a mother. So she goes with me right to my workshops. She's in the room. She is not covered in the cost of my trips, so I will bear her cost. I'll make sure she's well taken care of. I serve her food. So as I get my food in the workshop, I bring her to her in the room. So she's there watching my back and looking after the little boy that I had then. So I knew that all this life needs to continue. And I was doing that. My goal is I want to get there. Opportunity came. I pursued a master's degree abroad. I had to come to the United Kingdom. I left the baby behind because one of the things that we need to be sensitive about and be cautious is don't let the excuse of being a mother limit you from being who you want to be. Some will say, oh, I cannot leave my children. I cannot do this. But sorry, I left a 3-year-old boy with a grandma and off to the United Kingdom. I came all because I want to achieve what I wanted to achieve. That does not kill the child. Like Esther said, even a nanny, a woman she doesn't know, will look after the child over the weekend. You just have to brace up. So I did all this, but then motherhood, marriage still keep demand on a woman. I left all this beautiful career at the peak of it when I'm looking at something fantastic ahead of me. I relocated to United Kingdom. Life comes. What will I do? I was taught there was nothing to do. For years, I was mothering. I was raising these little ones. I had another child. In my master's, I was pregnant, so I was doing dissertation. I was writing my master's. I was carrying pregnancy. I juggled all that also together. And as time goes on, I became stuck. There was nothing to do. Then I thought of what else do I need to do? I need to strategically position myself to be relevant in the 21st century professional sphere. So I had to retrain. From administration, I went into medical science. Today, I'm qualified in the healthcare. I'm a registered nurse as well. I've never done that before, but I took up the challenge. So I'm telling you, there is nothing you cannot do. When I was back home, or probably in high school, doing mathematics was a huge challenge. I did mathematics again because I want to do something else. I did it, I passed it, and I went on it. So I'm telling you, maths, I won over maths. So all this, my children were looking at me and they say, Mom, you're doing this. Look, like everybody said, look after them during the day, and I wake up in the night to burn my candle. That extra mile I had to go. And today, I'm thriving. I'm a leading woman. Thank you so very much, ladies. That's also for me. And Taiwo, if you want to share with us again before we go into plenary, what do you want to share with us? And then we go into the breakout rooms. Thank you very much. Yep.
I'm here.
Okay,
Sure.
Helen, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I was mentioning earlier in my introduction that the path to success is not a straight and obvious one, right? As you've heard from all the women here, that they persevered, they fought through a grand plan. And my vision of success didn't have a clarity of mind of, I was going to be I was going to do financing, or I just wanted to have my own success. And that started with going to a modest school. I mean, it's a good school. I got a good education. It was in that path that I realized, when I went into my career in finance as an economics major, that it wasn't what I wanted to do. So over time, I started looking for opportunities to do other things. Oh, should we rejoin the breakout sessions?
Is it open now?
No?
Just continue then.
That's it. You can go ahead. I'll let you know.
Okay. So, I started to leave a job that I didn't like in economics. I actually started studying and going to work and teaching people computers. Some things I knew already from all of my experience growing up with computers. And then they gave me the opportunity to learn more in-depth computing for back office systems like administrating email servers and file servers and applications. So it was actually that path, and hopefully you see that thread that's common among all of us, that we seized opportunities when they were presented. We did the hard work of gaining new skills to stay relevant. And it's just, you just have to continue that motion forward. I had left the teaching job and took a consulting job at a company that was literally all men. And I didn't feel they treated me the way I wanted to. So I left and went to a different company that treated me like a person, and had many opportunities there. But again, that was through hard work. And in all of that, I too have children, and I had a nanny, and I traveled around the world. And there's, so that you see all these common threads of seize the opportunities, do the hard work of learning, right? Support your children, but show them that you're going to be there for them in many different ways. And I think that that's a lesson for everyone. And the reality is that if you have any aptitude in math, like if you're a great baker, that means you have an aptitude for IT. So Lola or Gracie, I didn't know if you wanted to take it back.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that and how you get to switch into your career. Linda, can you please just talk us through in a male-dominated career, please? Sorry, I just need to unmute you. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you once again. I'm so glad to be back again, talking about female excelling in a male-dominated career. Before I say something, I just want us to understand that other than our biological and our physiological makeup, men and women share common features in terms of educational qualifications, in terms of our socioeconomic status, in terms of our occupation and other things. Despite this, we find out that women are still considered unequal to men in some countries, especially in Africa and some parts of Asia, and in some organizations, and even in some careers. So it is always very important for us to understand that presently women all over the world want and deserve equal future, free of stigma, free of stereotype, free of violence, free of any obstruction, and a future that is sustainable, a future that is peaceful, a future that accords us equal opportunity and rights with our male counterparts. And that is what we are all striving for. Finding myself in a male-dominated profession, it was quite interesting for me, because right from while we're in the university, I studied civil and water resource engineering, and I had special bias in environment. And you discover that in a class of about 70 or 60 to 70 students, you only have like less than 10 females. It can be very quite intimidating. But the good thing, as far as I am concerned, is that I had a very supportive background right from time of education. I had classmates who were very supportive and were helpful, and they believed in us as females. And as I speak with you, up to today, I have contact with quite a number of my male colleagues that actually call you for one engineering advice or the other. If there's any engineering project they really want you to participate in, they call on you. And it didn't just happen overnight. That is the point I want to make. It happened because of time, of investment, time of capacity building, time of believing in myself.
Hi.
Okay, so you have to really like believe in yourself as a woman. You have to really believe in your ability. You have to believe in your capability. You have to overlook all those barriers that can stop you from achieving your dream. And most importantly, like Ellen said, you have to be STEM inclined, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And that's what is more important for us in engineering. And I think maybe because of that, I now have a very strong flair in promoting STEM in schools, especially among girls. I think mostly in Abuja, most people know that when you want to talk about STEM promotion among girls, go and look for Engineer Linda. Yes, I love that because I believe that give every young girl an opportunity. Let her make her choice. Sometimes girls don't really come out to make these choices because they are not aware. They are not being told. They believe that when it comes to sciences, okay, men are always better than them. Boys can do better in sciences than them. But when you open up their minds and you let them know that, look, you have the ability in you, you have that potential to even do better, because the truth is that the mind of a woman is actually more sophisticated, permit me, our male counterparts, but that's the truth. Our brain are wired in such a way that is more sophisticated than that of our male counterparts. And that is why we have the ability to multitask as women. So when these girls begin to understand this confidence in themselves, and that is what is lacking in most women today, the confidence to believe in themselves, the confidence to believe in their ability, that they can stand out and make meaningful contribution to the society. So it is important that we really look at that and then push ourselves towards that. But at the same time, I also want us to understand one thing. In as much as I would love us to, as women, to pursue career in sciences, you have to also look at your ability. Do you have that ability to pursue sciences? And that is where changing careers begins to come in. Look at that. You may have the interest, you may have the passion, you may have the determination, but if you don't have the ability, don't force yourself. Look for that area where you have that capability, that ability, and I'm sure you're going to pull through. And I also want to mention before I move that what actually helped me in my journey so far was the issue of mentorship. Like Esther mentioned earlier, I had a secret invisible mentor when I was almost like 14 years. This woman was an engineer. She's a civil engineer. I walked into an office and I saw her, and I just liked the way she coordinated things. And I asked, they said she was an engineer, and I made her my mentor. And as I speak with you, this lady had, without knowing, led me through the path of engineering. I chose civil and I studied and I walked through. And in fact, she happened to be the first female head of service in Nigeria, Engineer Ebele Okeke. She was, or she is, the first civil engineer in Nigeria. So she was my mentor alongside other mentors. So it is allowed, ladies, for you to see someone you really admire and ensure that that person becomes a mentor to you. So it's very critical for our progress and our development as professionals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Linda. Thank you. And some questions have been coming up. I've been seeing people talking about switching career into health sector, into engineering. One of the things Linda said here is, as women, our brain works so very differently compared to the men. So which means we have an innate advantage. So thank you so very much on that, Linda. For people that are here, and I believe I'm speaking to most of us from Africa, especially Nigeria, health sector is one of the thriving profession and career in the world today. I'm sure you will all agree that with me. Health sector is prospering and is making wave. And it is one of the professions that will never cease to look for human resources to work in the health sector. So if we want to lead, or if you desire that, oh, health sector is a thing for you, there are so many ways to do this. It does not matter where you're coming from. And one of the things I would say is, in health sector, it is very, very easy to navigate into. However, because of our background and where we came from as a nation, health sector is usually, some profession there, especially for women, is usually looked down upon. But I tell you today that health sector, especially in the Western society, health sector is it's one of the largest sector that recruits, that employs, that you can never lose, and that is very secure and safe. But how have we come this way? In the context of the country where we came from, and that's why I'm saying most people here, we are Africans, most especially Nigerians. We have looked down, our country has looked down on so many professions, especially the health sector. And what are these reasons? Because in this our country, they don't even finance, they do not, our health system is not strengthened. Trust me, if I am in Nigeria, I don't think I will ever change into health sector, because the health system is not strengthened. It is not robust enough to even want to make them employ so many people. And this is a place that needs so many. Let's be frank with ourselves. We will always have maternity. People will always have children from generation to generation and deliver children. Yes or no? People will always be sick. We will always have the aged people. We will always have people with mental health problems. We will always have children with learning difficulties. So there are different sectors in health, different professions, apart from hospital, medical. I mean, on the ward, that you say, maybe I'm a nurse or that. There are so many fields, so many specialties in the health sector. The most popular one that people will say, oh, I'm in the health sector, is if you want to be a doctor. They will say, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor. But you know, it is not everybody that will be a doctor. If everybody is a doctor, then who is going to be the nurse to support them? Who is going to be the healthcare assistant to support them? Who is going to be the dentist to look after people? Who is going to be the special, the ward clerk that is going to be there in health sector? But like I said earlier, where we came from, any country that the health system is not recruiting, the people cannot embrace it, is because the society has not itself strengthened their health system. And that's why we can see so many problems we have in the health sector in Nigeria. You cannot even get to the hospital and get a good equipment to use. Basic syringe is a challenge. So when they cannot even provide for equipment and consumables, how would they even want people to come and work there? Thank goodness people are still doing it back home. So people are still putting their heads to do it. And because everybody wants to be in that prestigious career, they'll just think, oh, I don't want to. My parents will say, I want my daughter to be a lawyer. I want my daughter to be a doctor. I want my daughter to be an accountant, because those are the prestigious. But we look down on this health sector. But I tell you, health sector is also reputable, respectable, and is very rewarding. And especially today in the international sector, it is very fantastic. Health sector in Nigeria lately, because people have been seeing what is happening, don't think, oh, where will I start from? How can I get into health sector? I've tried to lay the foundation that we have system problem. System is not making it to work. However, we can start from somewhere. Lately, there have been professionals that have been introducing healthcare courses. Healthcare courses, start from there. Take it on from there. Do something. It's better than you not being employed and be suffering and not to have to be able to put food on your table. So in that aspect, look for the resources, the availability, seek for information. People are offering courses now as caregivers, as clinical support workers. When they have done it, they are trained, they gain experience in health sector, they can easily work in there and be fulfilled. When you are in the health sector, you will learn so much. You will think, oh, they cannot, I don't have physics, because they need biology, they need that, they need this. So that's why you can start from the the caregiver. You do the basic CPR courses, the first aid courses, you start from somewhere. Trust me, you cannot underestimate the potential that caregiver certificate can offer you, especially if you want to pursue the career further and go abroad. I have seen thousands and one people, especially people from our country, Nigeria, that they are lawyers. They came into this country as lawyers, they came to study, to do their masters, but on getting here, they cannot fit into the demand of 21st century professions. So they changed. They moved their careers. I've seen a guy, a young guy. He's a lawyer, graduate lawyer, a graduate of law from Nigeria. But he got into this country. He saw things are not working. He changed his profession. He's now a nurse and he's doing very well. He's putting food on his table. He's supporting his wife and his children. And that is what we need to be a leading woman. So what am I saying in essence? Go ahead, look for care courses to do, look for certificates to pursue, start from somewhere. If you feel you want to do it abroad, you can always, the money might not be there at the moment. That's why I said start from home. But if you are the type that can study, can go abroad, trust me, healthcare sector is one of the ways to go into when you want to come abroad. And it's an easy access for you to come abroad. Excuse me, I keep telling people, and it's not about just being a nurse alone. There are so many areas. There is the psychology. People look at psychology back home. What is it? Oh, I won't do that. But in healthcare, where the system has been strengthened, psychologists are people that will deal with your mental health. There is a mental health nursing. So even if you don't want to be on the ward seeing blood, because people will give you an excuse, oh, I don't want to see blood. I don't like seeing blood. I don't like doing this. I don't like doing that. There is a mental health. There is psychology. There is radiography. And I'm not looking at it from your own point of view alone. Parents, look at it. Advise your children better. Chart a better way for them. Look at what can be relevant for their career life. Look at what can make them fulfilled and represent, and they will not be a burden to you. There are some courses we study that is of no use in this 21st century. There are some courses that will not even help you anywhere. So, and what are the basic requirements for this healthcare thing we are talking about? For instance, in the United Kingdom, what you need most is probably English and mathematics. If you have your English and mathematics, it is not the way it was back at home that you must do physics, chemistry, and biology. And that's what I say. It's not about physics, chemistry, and biology. I didn't have mathematics before I left Nigeria because I was based on studying anything that is English and communication. But my path got channeled somehow. Right before I left Nigeria, I found myself in health sector. I was doing that and I was not in the clinic. I was not in the hospital. But where I was doing it in an office, it was a health sector because I was managing women's sexual and reproductive health. And that was what boosted my interest and motivated me to go for it because I was working in the midst of nurses and doctors and I wasn't one. And I said, okay, I can be a nurse. I can be this. And the moment I found the opportunity when I came abroad, even after a master's degree, I had to go back and do a BSc in nursing. Today, I'm doing what I wanted to do and I'm happy doing it. Unlike if I have to stay, because you can get stuck. I got stuck in my career. I got stuck, but I don't know what else to do. So if you find yourself stuck again, what can you do? Healthcare might be another easy access for you. Start as a caregiver. And please don't look at what the society is saying around you. They will say, oh, students that go to nursing school, oh, they are like this. It's about who you want to be. Those that you look down upon then that, oh, they are not in school. They didn't go to JAM. They didn't go to do JAM like us. They are not in the university. Most of them are abroad. They are in the US, they are in Canada, they are in UK. So if you want to, for instance, you want to do a sector, you want to go to Canada, because I saw somebody talked about that in a question. You want to go to Canada. What I will say about Canada is there is a certificate of caregiver. If you have that, you can use it as an access to get there. I don't know the details of how that is done now, but there are some requirements to be met. But one of the things I would say is for people, also America, there might be ways. Even United Kingdom now has opened their doors even to carers, to healthcare workers, as in support workers, caregivers, like they call it. So you don't have to be a nurse, a doctor, a radiographer. As basic as what we call auxiliary nurses back home, as basic as an auxiliary nurse. Way back, and look at it, way back in Nigeria, you will call them, oh, they are auxiliaries. But auxiliary was able to be sponsored and come abroad. And one of the fantastic things is, as a nurse, for instance, any agency that helps you to come abroad and you pass your exams, they will pay your flights. They will give you the first 3 months accommodation. I see people doing that, and they come with their family. So if you're saying people are saying you are an auxiliary nurse back home, and they're looking at you with your uniform, oh, she doesn't have money. Tell them your opportunity is here. Tell them there is opportunity for them. one of the things I would say here is, if, for instance, in UK, compared to US and Canada, I will tell you, UK is one of the fastest growing Western world that is looking for healthcare givers, nurses, doctors, name it. For instance, if you have a first degree in whatever you have, if you want to do nursing, if you have the money, put your application straight to the university. You want to do BSc nursing, trust me, they will admit you. If it's a first degree that you have had already, you can do it in masters. Don't think, oh, masters in nursing when I don't have the first degree. It's not true. The same thing they do at master's degree is the same thing at BSc level, is the same thing they do at master's level. So in that context, just give it a shot first. Don't sit down and say, no, I did BZadmin. No, I did accounting. Is your accounting putting food on your table? Are you happy doing it? If you are not getting what you wanted to get, then move. Go to where, I call it, where you can be strategically located for opportunities in the 21st century. So move. What matters is you are happy, your family is happy, and you're doing well. Just 2 weeks ago, I spoke to a young guy yesterday. A guy, it was his wife that is a nurse, and it was the wife that brought them here. They came in just 2-3 weeks ago. The wife has started the job. She got the job right from Nigeria. They are doing very well. They have escaped. They are here. All because she's just a nurse. But I'm sure those days they were like, oh, a nurse. She was a nurse in Luz. She's left. Don't get me wrong. This might be as a result of, oh, brain drain to our society. But if you're in a society that is not helping you to achieve what you want to achieve, what will you do? What will you do? It means move and help yourself. If the system has failed you, do you have to fail yourself? Don't fail yourself. Don't fail your family. Don't fail your generation. Don't let your children also fail themselves. Because of our time, I wouldn't want to speak so much on this. I want to entertain questions. What do you have to tell me? What do you want to know? What do you want to ask about healthcare, about your career, or possibly pursuing a career abroad? I can then answer that in context. So do you want to say anything? Do you have questions that you want to say? That will be it. But at least I have spoken broadly about it. So specific questions about your aspirations and desire into healthcare. Question, please. Question time, if you have any.
Hello, Ma.
Yes, please. Daphne.
Oh, this is Debbie, Deborah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You really inspired me. I did banking and finance as a course, and I've been frustrated because I'm limited with what I study as a course, and I actually want to do healthcare. So do you mean, hello, can you hear me, Ma?
I hear you. Please, if you are not speaking, just mute yourself, please. And let me hear you speaking.
Okay, do you mean that I did banking, I did commercial as a course? Does it mean that I just need to, I can go ahead to do my healthcare, or I need to do a course on science?
No, it depends on the requirements of those.
Like you said, I have the math and English, like you said.
Yeah.
But I didn't do science, anything, science, physics, chemistry, biology, and all that.
Like I said for those that are doing it back home. Because I know there are some organizations that are offering that caregivers courses and certificates now, isn't it?
Yes, I don't have an idea of any of them.
Please, you will need to find out. I don't know much too. I don't know who does it, but I can possibly, I'm not promising at the moment, but I know they exist. I know they've been offering that course. I know. Are you in the banking sector at the moment?
No, I'm doing catering. I run a restaurant at the moment.
All right, that's good. So
yes, I run a restaurant at the moment. But you know, I know outside the country, I don't know if our catering field is.
No.
But I know when it comes to the medical part,
exactly,
I'm really ready to change anything that will actually put a smile on my face.
Yes, that is it, and help you and your family. You are very, Debbie. You know, in the Western world, not that catering doesn't work, it works.
Okay.
But you first need to find your feet. You first need to balance. You need an entry point. Catering cannot give you an entry point to come into any Western world because there are restaurants already. So they don't need.
Okay.
What the resources that they need is what they are looking for.
And yes, I don't have an issue with being a caregiver. It's just like you said.
Telling you, just hang on.
Okay. Okay.
So, and access, a very easy and direct access for you, healthcare can be a very good one. So, two things. Look for that caregiver certificate. If you have that, I know there was a time a link was going on around, which I can also look for and send out. Are you from, DWS or whatever, the digital ladies, are you?
Yes.
Fine, I can forward that to Beans. So on that, there is a link that they are looking for caregivers and nurses. Caregivers, like I said, are just like what we call auxiliary nurses back home. And that's why I said there are organizations that are doing that training now. On DWS, somebody shared it on Monday or on Tuesday when we're talking about relocation abroad and careers that can be done. So if people go, I can talk about it on DWS that how can we get access to this course, because I know that was started on Monday. So if you want to combine your catering, be doing your catering and then go for that course. If you go for that course and you have certificates, but I'm sure they will not ask you, because the courses they are doing there are basic CPR, advanced AED, what is it called? Of the elderly, maybe. That is what they do. So you don't need math and you don't need to go and do physics and chemistry. I did chemistry without physics, chemistry, biology. The only thing they require for is maths because of medication and then you're writing. And let me tell you, Debbie, another thing you can do it. If you say it, you might think, oh, I don't have the money. But first degree, why don't you also look at it? Look for a BSc degree to do abroad. Try it. If you don't,
it's because one of the reasons why I've not pursued that was the money, like you said.
I know
when when you discuss with people and they're telling you, can you pay the school fees? That alone just change your mind and say, okay, let me just settle for the less.
People don't settle for less. I refuse to settle for the less, like I told you.
I receive it. Yeah. Not that I'm actually settling for the less, but when you look at the price, even to relocate their schooling, you see that it's too much. That's one of the reasons why I have to connect to this program.
Yes, it's too much. It's huge. And I will use my example as a yardstick. We are probably a different ways of accessing things. God help all of us. So I wouldn't want to use as a way, because mine, to me, I know is extraordinary grace. So let's leave mine. But one of the things you can do, if you think it might not be a journey of till December or next year.
Okay.
Look for a certificate. Look for the nursing school.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But they also told me in nursing school I need to do.
It has muted you.
Hello.
Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, I just find out this last month from a nurse, and he told me there's a nursing school around Igondo, not too far from me, and I need to do a WAEC fresh to do science.
What happens? So that is the challenge I have with Nigeria. That is just a challenge I have with them, honestly. Because like I told you, if I'm in Nigeria, I may not be able to do this. Because Nigeria will ask you to do FIKEMBA. I was once a science student in my secondary school, and I decided to do a BSc nursing when I was doing sciences. That was what I thought I wanted to do. But eventually, I ended up doing arts. I was in commercial class, and I ended up just being a secretary. I was a secretary because JAM will not give you what you wanted to do. I wanted to do English in the university. I could not get the admission. I wanted to do mass comm. I could not get the admission. So I ended up for what was available so that I would not just sit at home.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
That's why I was surprised when you say with your maths and English.
That is it, my dear. I am a living witness. I did not do FIKEMBA, and United Kingdom would not ask you for physics, chemistry, biology to do nursing. I have my little niece back home. She did sociology as a first degree. She wanted to come, and I said, go and do nursing. She sat down in Nigeria, applied for it. She was given a nursing degree admission, BSc. The only thing was maths and English. She's a living witness. I think she's also on this group. She did sociology. So
So you advise that I should just go and do nothing as a course?
my dear, 100% guarantee you.
That means I'll go and sit for WAEC and maybe do.
Like I
Okay,
said,
ma'am.
for the money. If not for the money, WAEC should probably be your best bet. I would have said, look for a way to come and do. I've seen people that come abroad with machines. It's just the basic money that brought them. Because you will work as a student, you will have money. You will pay. You will pay. God bless you, Debbie.
Hello, ma'am.
For us on DWS. Anybody wants the question again?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
Adeokun Monserrat, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, I have a science background and I have MSc in pharmacognosy, for instance. If I want to pursue a degree in the UK, for instance, would you advise for me to go for BSc nursing or MSc nursing?
What is your first degree?
I have a first degree in plant science.
Okay.
And I have a MSc in pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy.
And do a master's degree in nursing. A master's is better for you than even a first degree because you even have a background. You have an idea of what sciences are. But like I keep saying, you don't need all this physics, chemistry, biology thing to do nursing.
Then I have one more question, please.
Yes,
please. Is there a limiting age for this or something? Because that's one of my problems now.
Grandma, oh, there are grandma. Oh, I did my own after the age of 42.
For you? Then I have hope then.
Yeah, oh, I'm getting close to 50 oh, in the few couple of years. I may be chankolo like this, but I'm going to 50. And I did my nursing close over to 43 years.
So peradventure, I want to start from somewhere in Nigeria now. Do I have to go back to a nursing school or? Because I'm thinking Nigeria, they have this age criteria and all those stuff.
That is a challenge I have with it. Trust me, that is a challenge. Well, otherwise, I'm beginning to see people coming back. I'm seeing people coming back. Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We are all back. Can you all hear me?
We can. Oh, people are full out.
I want to apologize. I want to apologize on behalf of the organizers of this event about this age that we had about breaking into sessions. You never can stop. We try to make sure that we are prepared, but I'm glad that at the end of the day, some of us found our way into the rooms that we wanted. Please accept our apology for that mix-up. So we have just a few minutes for us to wrap up the session today. And if you have questions, peradventure you found yourself in IT room and you wanted to be in HR or you wanted to be in healthcare, please quickly type in your question. Since we have all the speakers together now, type in your question in the chat box and then we will address it. Keep it brief, okay? And I want to thank every one of us and our speakers that have joined, that have been available. Thank you very much. And please, if you enjoyed your breakout session, if your needs were met, kindly put it in the chat box, give thumbs up to the speakers. Please put your thumbs up. Let us see your feedback. Let us see your comments. Let's be sure that we've been able to meet your expectations, okay? And if you have additional questions, please put it in and I will just read it out and then we'll try to do justice to that. Also, please don't forget to follow UMen on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow, please. That's one way you can show appreciation if you have been given value, if you have enjoyed the session, if UMen has added value to your career. Return gratitude by liking or by following them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It doesn't cost you anything at Project UMen. Please do that. We would love to see you and hear your feedbacks. And if you have questions for us, you can always DM us, and I'm sure that we would we will definitely not try, we would respond to that. So that's one advantage of also following our pages on social media. So let me see if we have comments or questions here. Thank you. I can see, people telling us, I need to see your thumbs up. I need to see your thumbs up. So someone is saying, or I'm presently undergoing training as a caregiver in Nigeria. What can I do to aid relocation to Canada? I'm presently undergoing training as a caregiver. I think I would like to answer that question. You are presently undergoing a training as a caregiver in Canada. You can apply for the immigration programs that is accepting caregivers. There are different streams of relocating to Canada, and caregiver is one of them. So if you are a caregiver, there is if you go to immigration website, Canada website, type it in Google and you'll see the instructions there. And if you have the extra money to actually engage the services of travel agency or immigration, agencies in Nigeria, I'm sure they can help you. But I would say you are on the right track with that. A caregiver job is needed in almost all the developed countries, and I know that Canada has a program for that. Okay. I have made an inquiry. Okay, no. Okay, I think that's a comment. I actually wanted to divert to the healthcare sector, but was told that I couldn't because I didn't have sciences background. So I applied for MSc business after this. After this, could I still try going into the healthcare sector after the MSc in business?
Yes, I can see that question too.
Yes, you can answer that, lady Lola.
And like I told people that were in the health sector breakout rooms, there is no background that you're coming from that you cannot go switch into health sector. You have sciences background. That was a mistake. Whosoever that I told you that you cannot do it, do a degree in nursing, did not give you the right information. And that's why it is very important for us to look for the right people. Don't just listen to hearsays again. Also make your own researches. One of the challenges we have is we don't read. We don't go there. We just hearsay. They said. It will not help. Do your own findings. If somebody tells you, go and ask somebody. And if there is nobody, Google, answer all questions. Look for it. Search. Fine, we might not know. But the more we keep making inquiries, it will land on our door. So don't let people give us the wrong information. You have done MSc in business now. If you still desire to go into health sector, please go ahead and pursue it. Some of these courses abroad might be very costly, capital intensive, but where there is will, there is always a way. I won't want to place you in the fool's paradise that, oh, it's just like that. But then we've all heard earlier, it is not a bed of roses. Whatever you want to attain, you want to get to success. Success does not come on a platter of gold. You go for it. You just need to be radical in your decision making. You just need to be determined that I want to get it. And I can assure you, you can get there. I've also seen a question that was asking about our background also, which is close to it. So I think I'll put everything together. Oh, and that's when she said she's currently working as a secretary, but wishes to switch career. She loves entrepreneur, particularly production line and selling. How do you start? That will probably go to the entrepreneurship. But for those that are still talking about the healthcare, it is just as easy as a peasy. So the lady was talking about doing physics, chemistry, biology. You necessarily does not need it if you want to do it abroad. You don't need physics, you don't need chemistry, you don't need biology. The basic is they will ask you for your maths. I did not do sciences at the end of secondary school. I started with sciences, but I switched and I went into arts and commercial, and I did a postgraduate in administration. But abroad here, what I did, I ended up into nursing, and that's what I'm doing till date. Until now, I'm not doing physics, I'm not doing chemistry. One of the challenges we have based on where our background is because the demand, the requirement is very much. They will put you to do all the sciences that you don't really need. And that is one of the limiting factors. So the system is a limiting factor, the environment is a limiting factor. But like I said, if you so desire to attain it, where there is a will, there is always a way. Go for it, and you can be a winner.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so somebody's hand is up. Please ask to be unmuted so you can ask your questions. Chinelo, I'm getting the comment that your hand is up. So if you have a question and you want to, yeah. So in the meantime, the questioner that you want to pursue entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is pretty much easy this day with the social media helping you. Okay, put your products. If it's a product you have, put it online. Take the pictures, put it. You can sell it on some of those what's it called? Is it Jumia or e-commerce? E-commerce. I see people selling, putting their products there, and they are being contacted to pick it up. So you can do a lot with social media if you want to, sell products or even services. You can also sell your services. On this social media, Instagram. You can create digital products and start selling them. If you are maybe a trainer and you're an educator, maybe a teacher, and you have curriculums or you have stuff that you want to put into, knowledge that you want to pack up, you can do that. But one thing I will tell you is that find a mentor. Find someone that is already leading in that field so they can show you. And like I said in the entrepreneurship room, you don't have to go and find the popular mentors like Ngozi Okojo-Iweala. You don't need to go and find those ones that are hard to reach. Find someone that is already doing great in what you are interested in doing. You can DM them. Some of them do free classes and some of them do paid classes, okay? And so just look around and ask for advice, and I'm sure that you would get. So depending on, it's not a, depending on what field or what product or service you are willing to offer, then find someone that is already doing that. There is nothing new under the sun. Find someone, if it's in the nonprofit sector, if it's in the manufacturing sector, production sector, find the people that are there, learn from them, intern with organizations, volunteer with organizations, and then I'm sure you will be good to go.
All right.
Yeah, some of the feedbacks we have here, which are very awesome. People said they really enjoyed the IT with Linda. So thank you, Linda. I can see more than one comment on how they enjoy that. And I'm so particularly elated with that because the STEM career is something that, women have dread, women and girls. So I'm so glad that people have gained a kind of, an awareness about that. So thank you so much. Entrepreneurship was great too. IT engineering was great. Healthcare, people enjoyed it. Yes, and the same also for the human resource. Well, we have just 3 more minutes to round up this session. I want to say a very big thank you to our speakers. In fact, they have stayed longer than we had planned, and I am so thankful for that. Thank you very much. We are so glad that you could make this with us. And thank you also, participants. Thank you for joining. And I'm so sure, I have no doubt that you have been impacted, and I have no doubt that your time here has been rewarding. Thank you very much for joining. And please remember to say thank you to UMen by following our page. And if you are also interested in donating to UMen, UMen is really helping the younger women who are the teenage mothers. We want to help them to get back on their feet. Women supporting women is what we are doing. A lot of girls, we should be role models today. So help a girl to get back to school, donate to them. If you have the means, that would be fantastic. You can visit our website on www.umen.org and you can learn more about us. You can reach out to us at admin.umen.com or info@umen.org.com. So different places, but the easiest place is to reach out to us on our Instagram or on our Facebook page. Thank you for joining today. I remain Grace Taiwo, the founder of UMen. Thank you so much. It's an honor to host you, and have a beautiful career success as you go on in life. Thank you. It's been good to be here with you. Let's wave Everyone, bye. You can turn on your video for a while and let's see your beautiful face as we wave you goodbyes. Thank you. Thank you. We love you, women. Keep shining. Don't allow no. You can achieve it all. You can have it all. You can be a mother. You can be a successful career woman. You can have children. You can have husband. You can have every one of them, but don't settle for an abusive relationship. That is a no-go area. Okay, see you next time as we have other programs. We will reach out to you. We will keep your emails and your contact numbers, and we will send you messages whenever we have them. Thank you. Bye-bye, and God bless. We love you.
Love you. Thank you.